Okay, this might sound toxic, which is not. I guarantee you it's not. It's just like, listen. Because basically, I love arguing with my boyfriend. And I'm not saying that in the way that I have this love for fighting or anything like that. It's just mainly, especially when it comes to those big emotional topics that come up in a relationship. I love that I don't really think it's an argument, but like it's called that in any situation. Like, so we argue about it, but we actually get to the bare bones of why we're feeling this kind of way. And the other day we had like this really deep conversation that we'll never share online or anything. But the fact is that like it also helps me like emotionally grow, because I'm very much like a fighter. Like, I will not really give way for other people's opinions when I'm like in a really heated moment. But like, he's helping me like learn that, and that's also something that I think people really forget to do in a relationship, where it's like you hear each other out, like, because what he's saying in his mind makes sense, and then maybe you're taking it in a different way, but you have to hear what he means. So like, he could tell me like straight up like, oh, I don't think I like that, but there's a reason behind that, and it's not they hate you. It's not like a target towards you. Or like, half the time he says things sometimes, I think, where he just doesn't realize that you shouldn't say it that way. But then I get to the bare bone of it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know what you mean now, kind of thing. And I'm not promoting like arguing with your spouse or anything like that, but I really do think like discussing and like getting to the bare bones of things from an argument, like, yes, you could have like big emotions at the beginning, but like actually being able to sit through and then simmer and then like get to the point of why you're both like in this situation is like such a great like catharsis kind of process, and I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. Like, I could not replace it with anybody else, like, at all, because most of the people, I sometimes can't even like stand a few argument conversations, and I can't get to the bare bones of it, because one, I think I'm at a point that I could, but they're not at a point that they could like emotionally connect on that level, or they're just like not willing to, kind of thing. And when it comes to these arguments, a lot of things that we end up saying automatically is like, oh, I don't know what like I'm actually feeling. But like, actually, you genuinely do know what you're actually feeling, and you genuinely can put it into words. You just gotta think about it for a second and not keep pushing the whole like, I don't know thing. Like, when you say I don't know, automatically your mind kind of shuts off, but you do know what you mean. It's not that you actually don't know. You just have to think it through. And maybe you might need to like take a minute to actually think about it, which he takes his time when he's thinking about his things. But most of the times I try not to say I don't know, because I actually do know. Like, I do know why I'm upset. Like, it comes from either a thing or an argument from ages ago, or like something that happened earlier in the day, and it's like, oh, so that just grew from there, kind of thing, and got me to this point. And that's the same with any emotional like damage that has been done in your life. Like, most things have come from an emotional damage part of you, and that's why you're reacting that way. But that person was probably not even present during that time, unless if they were. But normally, like childhood wise and like growing up wise, like, so you're used to a certain way of projecting, but they're used to a different way of projecting. And he comes from a very like calm family compared to mine, which is a bit chaotic. And there's like drama every single day. Like, there's no day that there's no drama. So I'm used to that. And so I'm always ready to like, go at somebody. But his is like so carefree and like so chill, and like, not that they talk about their feelings, but it feels like if they did, they would, and that would be like a normal thing in their family. Over here, like, you don't catch us doing that over here. But so, I think it's a good thing to be able to emotionally grow with your partner and get to a point where you can both like speak to each other. I'm not saying that you should have that patience for a shit ton of time, like years and years, and like your partner is not getting to the emotional stage where they can actually discuss things with you, like break down things into the bare bones of it. But I'm just saying, for us, if I had not had like a bit of patience from my background of like being really lashy, I think we would have not had a relationship right now that's like really, really grown and really healthy. If I had not had that patience and like also been open to emotionally grow and emotionally like speak properly, and not just start pointing fingers and blaming, because that's the way that like I grew up doing things. And obviously, it's like different attacking stages from each other, but like, it's honestly such a good thing to go through. So I am promoting the healthiness about the relationship, and I am promoting being a bit patient, because in a world where a lot of people are just having one night stands, and like, not saying like Tinder and stuff is bad, but like it's pretty bad if you're like always on there and like hooking up with people every single day, or going to the clubs and just hooking up with people, and like no actual human connection besides sexual connection. I think that's where people really lack in relationships, is that they don't have the patience to like go through the ropes and like go to the really bottom bits of a relationship to then build it up. Because we've had our bad moments. Like, we've had our really bad moments. Like, we've had even like a few times where we could have broken up because of how serious like the conversation got, but we never let it get to that, because we had the emotional standing that we were going to talk it out, and we did talk it out. And then now it's like so much better as well, like after you put everything on the table and it's laid out. And I do say, don't leave stuff off the table, because later on your partner's just going to get confused. So when it comes to those conversations, like if you're trying to ignore one like little thing that's hitting in the back of your head where it's like you should or you want to say it, you should just say it and break it down, get to the bare bones of it again, and then like leave it on the table, because it'll probably come up again. I really think you should never leave stuff in the back of your mind. And even if it's just a random conversation that you start out of nowhere, just start that conversation, because the sooner you get it out, you're actually going to be surprised if your partner is also like emotionally intelligent and can like have a good conversation and a mature conversation. If they're a child, you're not going to get what I'm saying is going to happen, but like you're going to probably get a response that you're not even thinking was going to happen, or they would be like, oh, I didn't know that. Because a lot of people just don't know some of their actions or some of their wording of things is actually affecting you. And it's a communication thing. Like, I'm just basically promoting like healthy communication in an argument situation. That's what I'm just saying. And we live for that, because healthy relationship is so good. And like, it really, really helps you with most of your other things in your life. Like, I think a lot of people that are trying to force relationships and stuff, it's not going to work that well as be like, not saying there's different people, there's different situations, blah, blah, blah. I can understand that. But I really think that friendship to then relationship is such a good way to move into a relationship. Yes, because it's happened to me. But I've seen it in so many other people when they had their friendship first and then the relationship came next. That was like the bare bones of like what held them together, instead of they went into a relationship straight. And then, yes, you do get to know somebody in a relationship, but I really think the friendship thing, or at least your partner should be your best friend. Not like you have to have a best friend kind of partner thing, but it's like they should be the person that you always want to talk to. Like, if everybody was exterminated from the world, they're like the best person and the only person that you would keep in your world, because you could survive with that. Like, that's what I kind of mean. Like, your best friend. Like, yes, I call him my best friend sometimes, but like mainly I do call him my boyfriend, or like my spouse, my partner, because like he is that. Like, if everybody died, I would be so fine with just my boyfriend. And I think a lot of people lack getting a relationship like that, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. Like, it doesn't happen all the time, because there's quite a mix of people in the world. But I'm also saying patience is a bit of a key to it. So have some patience and get into healthy arguments or just discussions. It doesn't have to start from an argument. It really doesn't. But if you get into an argument, just know, like, the healthiest way to get through it is to talk through it, not to leave things and then explode and leave kind of thing. So reflect on that, is what I'm saying. Healthy relationships.